Hi friends, this is Dima, your English tutor. In this practice video, let's work together a little bit on the so-called Listen and Select section on Duolingo. So to put it into other words, you have to listen to a word like this
Docuse.
and decide whether it exists in modern English language or not. Modern maybe not only modern, but in general, overall. If it exists, for example, we put a tick. If it doesn't exist, you think you don't put this tick. Okay, so our task is very simple now. You try to produce a judgment before I do it. So you listen to the docuse and decide prior to my decision whether it exists or not. Then at the end of the exercise, we will see the correct variant, and you will probably enlarge your passive audio vocabulary of English. And one more important aspect is that these words were made by guys at real Duolingo, so you know, it's very valuable, I think, because it's not something hypothetical, it's real. So you see now, probably the interface will be 10 or 15% different, but it doesn't matter. You are like sitting at real Duolingo and you're listening with the same accent and everything. Probably there is 5% maybe, I think, distortion from the real Duolingo, because though these words were recorded, I'm sure, by guys enthusiasts from real tests, but then they process them, then they probably a little bit compress them in order to occupy less less space, and you see probably they differ maybe 5% or something like that. But mostly 90-95% you're listening now to those real pronunciations and accents that you will meet at real Duolingo. Mostly I want to tell you the accent is American, though sometimes they produce such deviations from American norms, such funny ones, you know, to make us like not relax, you see, so that we are always strained and anxious, because to catch us, of course, to mislead us, that's their job, especially on high levels. Okay, so let's proceed to this interesting task.
Docuse.
Docuse. I don't think so. Remember, please, you produce your own verdict.
Phone. Phone.
Phone? Yeah, I think phone, yes.
Waving. Waving.
You see? Weaving or waving or waving, who knows?
Waving.
So even if we make a mistake here, I think it will not be a big deal, because I'm sure if you make mistakes only in these words where they twist and distort the pronunciation, anyway, you will be able to get a very high score on your Duolingo, you see? So if you make a mistake in this phone, it will be a problem, yeah. But if you make a mistake here, waving or weaving or waving, it's not a big deal. So let's decide whether we select it or not.
Waving.
Sounds like weaving, but you see this v, waving. It seems to me that she produces this the between the teeth.
Waving.
So
waving.
Let's not take it. Okay, let's skip it.
Why?
Why? Okay, why is why?
Why?
Further. Further.
Sounds like further, but be aware, please. Let's listen again.
Further.
You see, she's pronouncing like third. Two sounds, the, yeah? Not the, but the.
Further.
So,
further.
Again, you see, again, this is an awkward, cumbersome task where they try to mislead us.
Further.
So, let's decide whether we select it or not. I probably wouldn't.
Further. Further.
Yeah, well, let's skip it, please. If it is further, then it will be my mistake. But you see, I make then this mistake consciously and deliberately.
Painant.
Painant, no.
Ignis,
no. At least Ignis is easily comprehensible, yeah?
Ansible.
Ansible, no.
After.
After. You know, Americans usually say after. Here, she produces a so broadly that it sounds like a, like British one.
After.
So it's not very decent on their part. So overall we have 3, but I think I have made a mistake somewhere. No, you know, you don't see the overall correct here, Aaron, but you will see it now. Phone, why, and after. So you see number 3 and number 5. Let's listen again.
waving,
This waving, and
further,
further, they're mistakes. So think please whether you would select them or not at real Duolingo, and then you can draw some conclusions about your score, I mean. Okay, then hard, very nice, hard level. So let's do it.
Horrifying. Horrifying.
Horrifying, yeah, well, it means frightening.
Corming. Corming.
Corming, I don't think so.
glabble, glabble,
Glabble or clabble, no.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
Pathetic, yeah, like pathetic, sympathetic, you know, something like this.
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
obscene, obscene,
Obscene. You know, it seems to me that I remember how I was doing this task some time ago, and you know, I made a mistake here. I chose this obscene, and they count it as a mistake. But let's listen, please.
obscene,
Obscene. You know, there is such a word in the English language, obscene, meaning your language, your speech, or your writing is bad. Like it uses some lewd words or something like that. So this language is called obscene, and from this we have the noun obscenity. But they will count as a mistake. I will mark it, but they will count a mistake.
obscene, obscene,
Obscene, I don't know why. So probably it's a glitch in the system, I hope.
Broodied. Broodied.
Brooded, brooded.
Broodied.
You know, in theory, there is a verb brood. You know, it has several meanings. So brooded can be, but he pronounces like brooded.
Broodied.
So we will not take it. I'm sure they are trying to catch us here.
burial, burial,
Burial, you know, the procedure of burying somebody, like a funeral.
burial,
But again, you see, Americans would say burial, burial, not burial. Burial sounds like British, and the Duolingo sticks to the American variant. So it's again not very nice on their part.
burial,
Burial. Okay, let it be.
restioned, restioned,
Restioned, no.
Stribune. Stribune.
Tribune, no. So let's see. We have done everything correctly apart from number 5. You remember I told you about this. So horrifying, pathetic, burial, burial. You know how she said
burial,
burial. And number 5,
obscene,
obscene. But I tell you that I'm sure 101% that obscene exists in the English language. You can check it like obscene. You know, OBSCENE. So it's very strange that
obscene,
they claim that it doesn't exist. Okay, let's go on. Medium, okay.
Mitre. Mitre.
Mitre, no.
despace, despace,
Bispace or dispace, no.
Comprise. Comprise.
Comprise, yeah. Comprise, you know, to include, something like that.
Comprise.
Comprise.
intried, intried,
Intried, no.
lightless, lightless,
Lightless, you know, I will mark it now, but I tell you that I remember once I made a mistake here. I didn't know the word lightless. It's like light, you know, the illumination. Light and then suffix less, meaning without it. Yes, lightless. But, you know, so I haven't met it in the literature, though it exists. Not a big deal.
defect, defect,
Defect, yes. Some flaw, some problem, yeah.
defect,
Yes.
Incent. Incent.
Incent, no.
immense, immense,
Immense, like huge, yeah.
immense,
Immense.
Restrule. Restrule.
Restrule, no. Okay. So everything is fine. Yeah, you see, I remember how once I didn't know lightless. So be aware, please, that it exists, lightless. Immense, mind you, double M. Comprise and defect. Okay, let's do one more, and then we will finish. For today, wind up. Medium, yes.
Untrikings. Untrikings.
No untrikings.
Superner. Superner.
No superner.
Hectic.
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 Yes, like full of chaos.
Hectic.
Not only that, but okay, disorganized.
Glue. Glue.
Glue, like adhesive, you know.
Glue.
Glue, yeah.
Happen. Happen.
Again, here we have having, or what is he saying? I can having.
Happen.
Sounds like having, yes, in form from the word to have, from the verb to have, yes, but.
Happen.
So you have to decide in several seconds whether to take it or not.
Happen.
Okay, let's imagine that I take it.
Happen.
Probably I will have a mistake, but I cannot agree with them. They pronounce it like having.
Happen.
fulfill, fulfill,
Fulfill, yes, to accomplish something.
fulfill,
Shortest.
surest,
Sounds like surest way. Yes, sure. You know that sure has two basic pronunciations, sure and sure. It sounds like surest, the superlative form of the adjective, but. So let's imagine that I take it.
surest,
Surest.
slippery, slippery,
Slippery, yes. Where you can slide, where you can slip.
slippery,
The surface, yes, sir.
solvently, solvently,
Solvently, no. Okay. We have all correct words correct and one extra. Okay, glue, heaven, slippery, fulfill, hectic, and number 7,
surest,
surest. You see, surest. You see, so it's a mistake. But it seems to me that it was surest, and I can stand up for my opinion because this word exists. But they will say that they twist some sounds, and
surest,
it's not that surest, it's something else. Okay, my friends, so we have exercised a bit, and you can feel your level of readiness for this task. So if you need some professional assistance, especially in the short period of time, in a couple of weeks before the test, I can make wonders, as my students say, with your English concerning Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, SAT. So you please be welcome to write me, to drop me a line. I put my WhatsApp and Viber and the link to my website, and I will help you to get your deserved score at Duolingo in no time. Okay, I love you, wish you success, and see you in our next lesson.